I think really what initially prompted the idea was that there isn't much art community, here in Medford. So we started working together and we started having these conversations about, well, if we were to do an art show, like what it would look like, And we kept talking about, well, if we got like some sort of a warehouse space, so we started looking at all these vacant spots around the valley, mostly downtown Medford, and just because that's where we're located. So, and there's just so many vacancies right now. So we were like, well, we could talk to the building owners and maybe we could fix them up a little bit if they just let us use it for a night or two. And just fell together. I mean, it was an immense amount of work, and we had conversations about what artists would work together well, and what artists that we thought would have a good body of work, that wouldn't conflict with one another. And I was like, we should do a 6x6 show, where we get several artists and we'll have them do a few of these 6x6 paintings. And then it just kind of snowballed.
Yeah, the thought process behind this show was we wanted to showcase the artists that we have here in Medford and Ashland, everywhere here in the Rogue Valley. And we wanted to deliver this show is almost like a trailer to other shows, so you get bits and pieces of what you want to see from the artists. And it was also an introduction to purchasing artwork, because a lot of people don't own original artwork. But with this one, we wanted to provide a baseline price where anyone can afford, one of the art pieces from some of their favorite artists. And it was scary because, you could easily under-deliver. You could have not enough artists, not enough art pieces. The art pieces cannot be as good as you want them to be. Thankfully, with this show, we had an amazing group of artists, and they all completely blew it out of the park. And it was crazy because every piece we saw was beyond our expectations. We figured the artists would, treat it sort of as like study paintings or something, but they literally just went above and beyond. And some of the pieces we were getting were just mind-blowing.
We had to figure out like a rap for how to approach the artists, because a lot of these artists we had never met before. And we didn't know if they were going to take us seriously. We're like, oh, we got this great idea with this pop-up show, and ideas are just ideas until you move forward with them.
People were super excited to leave with an original piece of artwork. They were waiting outside. They'd had their early bird tickets. They couldn't wait to get in. All the artists were in there, waiting to kind of see the response, pull down the papers, see how many people are even going to be there. And so we're just absolutely blown out of the water with the turnout. We tore that paper down off the windows and saw the crowds outside and people just stoked to get in and get a really good first look at the art. People were there to buy art, and that was so exciting.
Everybody wanted a piece. Everybody was there early. I mean, just having the people lined up and having done the previous show, I think a lot of people knew what to expect.
And we were so impressed by the work that everybody submitted. And I think we had over almost 280 pieces. Out of the 280 pieces, I think we sold well over 80%. And I think we sold almost half the pieces within the first 30 minutes of the show.
People were chomping at the bit to walk away with original artwork, and that, I think, was probably the most exciting thing for me.
But as far as art shows, this is my first. I feel pressure, as as I mentioned to you earlier, sometimes just seeing these other artists, like, am I in their league, and then I let it get to my head. And just releasing that and just being me, doing me, and just being happy with it. It gives the public a chance to own an original piece of art, to start a collection, just to get involved. I think that's awesome.
This show is close to my heart, and it was different because this is a show about my community, Southern Oregon, and so it's important to me to participate and to be a part of something bigger than just my studio. Any piece that you see on the wall in here is worth well more than people are going to pay for it tonight. That's not what this is about. It's really about just creating community and bringing people together. And also, I think people recognize that there's a gift here, and we're here for you, and hopefully that same community can be here for us.
It's also got just I think a really fun community vibe because we pick a nonprofit. With the 6x6 we had Rogue Retreat, and it's neat to see the community coming together, even if you don't maybe necessarily consider yourself an art connoisseur or anything, or you don't even own a piece of original art. I think everybody can get excited about helping their community. Man, I just hope that we can keep doing these kind of events, and that we can see people come together for the love of art and for the love of the community.
The whole idea behind Marrow Collective really was to create artist community for one, and to help bolster the art scene in an area that doesn't really have an art scene at all.